Hey guys, Chad with Trigger Dart, and the next on the list is stance. So throughout my history of shooting, I've seen so many variations of stances. You know, I did the military stance, now I'm doing the civilian stance, so I'm going to go over both. Military stance, all we're simply doing is feet shoulder width apart, bend your knees, stick your butt out, and push it out like this. This causes you to be super tense, which if you've watched any of my videos, tension is not where you want to be. You should be putting that muscle on structure, or you should be putting that recoil on structure, not muscle. So what do? Well, I simply just stand up straight and tall, stagger my stance. So I got a nice fighting stance. You can't see my feet, but right now they're staggered. That way, if you push me around 360 degrees, I'm going to be fairly stable. And then simply I just bring that gun up to my eye line just like this. I'm not bringing my head to the gun. I'm simply just bringing my arms all the way up to where my head doesn't move, and it just naturally red dot falls right into the line of path of where it needs to be. And this is how I maintain consistency. If I'm super tense, I'm always going to overshoot everything and nothing's going to be natural, but I got to loosen this up. Things I want to talk about: one is I want to leave my elbows bent. I want these natural shock absorbers, and I'll tell you that you're going to be able to put a lot more tension on that back strap with bent elbows versus all the way out. This makes no sense. Stop doing it. It'll also cause harm to your joints and stuff over a long period of time, depending on how much you're shooting. I know I've got shooter's elbow because of extending all the way out and particular things that I was doing with my grip that I talked about in later videos. But the one thing that I've been exploring in my stance is just trying to find the best way to be as relaxed as possible. And the moment I start doing that, I see noticeable difference, huge, noticeably different stuff that comes from that. So guys, reduce the tension. Try to be natural. Don't separate your shoulders from your back. Stay loose. Bring the gun to your head, not your head to the gun, and just stagger your stance. We have a skeletal structure. Let's use that. Let's not put the weight on the muscles that's going to cause us to fatigue and start shaking over time. Don't overthink it. Feet shoulder width apart, slight step forward, draw, bring the gun up to your head, not the head of the gun. Start doing that, and you're going to see game changers as far as your accuracy, because what happens is you'll see people start to sway. What I do is I take my hand and I put it on the seam of the shirt as people are shooting, and watch how much their body is absorbing the recoil. And if they're moving, more than a quarter of an inch, that's bad. I want to build my body position and my structure to where I have very minimal to no movement. So when I'm shooting, it's pop, pop, pop versus pop, pop, pop. Obviously, we can see how that's going to slow me down. So again, don't use the tension, don't use the muscles, use the structure. You want your muscles a little tight, but there's a difference between tightness and tension. Cool. Have a good day, guys.